What you wear and how you wear it is a way of expressing your identity, showing the world who you are. Unfortunately, that desire for self-expression has been corrupted and co-opted by the fast fashion industry. So what is fast fashion? A quick Google search will define it as rapidly cycling low-cost clothing collections that mimic current luxury fashion trends. But to make fast fashion work, the garment you buy today has to be replaced by next week. And that has a major cost. Human lives and the environment are being destroyed at every step of this process. The world's resources simply cannot keep up with our current demand for throwaway fashion. Cotton, for instance, a key input into the apparel industry, is responsible for 2.6% of global water use. The lobbying campaign isn't kidding with that whole fabric of our lives slogan. Cotton has been shaping human history for quite a while. In light of the water crisis in California, it's worth remembering that it takes 4 liters of water to grow an almond, but it takes 2,700 liters of water to grow and produce a t-shirt. Throw in a pair of jeans and you're gonna need 20,000 liters of water for that outfit. It's also worth mentioning that to grow and produce all that cotton, you need a lot of pesticides and chemicals. In fact, 25% of the chemicals produced worldwide are used in the apparel industry. And because of all the water use, you get a lot of runoff, which makes it the second largest polluter of clean water behind agriculture. And then there's the sheer scale of this operation. An H&M spokesperson brags that they replace their clothing options from week to week, sometimes even day to day. And this is all pretty new. Between 2002 and 2006, we started buying a third more clothes. And women now have roughly 4 times as much clothing in their closets as they did in 1980. And now, more often than not, when trends shift, those clothes are simply thrown away, replaced by equally cheap, in-style pieces. And that is a huge problem for landfills. The average American generates 84 pounds of textile waste per year. That's about the weight of a 5th grader, so we're throwing away a 5th grader worth of clothes every single year. Adding up all the waste along the way, the pesticides, the dye runoff, the petroleum, the thrown away clothes, makes the textile industry the second largest polluter behind big oil. Let me say that again. The pollution from the making of the clothes we wear is only beat out by the people who are literally pulling those pollutants out of the ground. And then hand in hand with the environmental degradation are hundreds of cases of human rights violations. From factory collapses to water so toxic it leaves children with burns, these workers are being thrown away as easily as out of fashion clothes. Participating in this culture of fast fashion is ignorant exploitation at its worst. Particularly in the US, we are so separated from the production of our clothing that we're not seeing the workers who are toiling away at sometimes less than $3 a day to make that cheap shirt that you want. People are actually dying to make crap like this. The consequences of cheap clothing on human lives and the environment is absolutely devastating. But fortunately, this is one of the problems that an individual can have a pretty major impact. This mantra has been chanted in classrooms around the world, but it is just as applicable to clothing as anything else. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce the quantity of clothing you buy. You don't need a new jacket every season or whatever pair of jeans happens to be in vogue. Reuse and repurpose your old t-shirts for art projects or rags. Or if you're particularly skilled, sew a patch on your jeans or repair your shirt. I don't care what anyone says, elbow pads will always be in style. And recycle. When your clothing has finally reached the end of its life, well-loved and full of memories, look up your nearest textile recycler. If you live in New York City like me, every single one of those green markets will take your old used clothing. And if you live elsewhere, chances are someone wants to take it off your hands. I've left information in the bar down below about how to locate your nearest recycler. Reduce, reuse, recycle, it's that simple. And I will add one more. Shop smart. If you have to buy new clothes, which we all inevitably do, find the best deal, yes, but find the best deal for your wallet, for the environment, and for the people who are making your clothes. Hey everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comments down below where you find sustainable clothing or what you've done to reduce your clothing intake, or feel free to call out brands that have been particularly egregious in supporting this really disgusting fast fashion culture. Oh, and side note, I'm going to be at VidCon this year, so if you are also going to be there, feel free to leave a note down below or tweet at me or track me down IRL because I would love to meet some of you guys. Especially because there's a lot more of you than the last time I went to VidCon in 2011. But anyway, like the video if you liked it, feel free to subscribe to see more or watch any of my other stuff. I will see you guys later, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Bye!